Hello everyone, this is Kathy from the Daily Marker. How are you today? Today I'm a part of My Monthly Hero October Kit blog hop, and I want to show you how I created the shaker card with glitter. So first I die cut the set of images that's in the kit, and this is how I do it. So I'm lining up the stamp and I'm going to ink it up, see where it fits, and then I'll enclose my die cut there. So I learned this technique a long time ago from Jennifer McGuire. So I've stamped I put it in the negative space to make sure it fits. Now I'm going to stick in my die cut, and then I'm going to do a little blending with two color inks. Now the kit comes with different inks, but we didn't get everything that comes in the kit. Everything wasn't available yet. So gorgeous blue inks came in the kit, and this tree would be so pretty in that. So now I'm stamping one green color, and I'm taking the darker green ink just on the edges of this tree. And the two colors will kind of mix together a little, but you get a nice image with some depth you'll see right here. So I did that with everything on this card for today. Now I stamped it one more time with the green, and now I'm taking this brown memento. Just use any brown you have, and I'm just using the little tiny corner of the ink to ink up just the edges of this tree branch, the branches on the tree. So that little bit of brown, when I stamp it again, will really take the tree to the next level, as you can see right there. So I did the same thing with all the elements that I'm using on my shaker card, the light, the deer. I'm going to show you how I did the deer, and then I'll leave the rest up to imagination because this video is a little longer than I wanted. So I just did a brown that I had, a memento sand or something, and now I'm turning my MISTI so you can see how I'm just using the corner of this ink just to get the darker brown on his back and his head. I'm shying away from the antlers, and I'm just taking my time doing the head and the back of his body and the back two legs. It doesn't matter, just somewhere on the deer you want to do that. And again, it just gives it some nice dimension without coloring. It's hard for me not to color, but this helped. So I think I'm going to do it one more time on the back here just for a little bit extra. And then I'm going to take a marker, one of my trusty Sharpie fine tip markers. I'll add a dot for the eye and just a little bit of an accent on the hooves. So it's pretty simple to do, and it's a great way to mass produce. You can watch TV while you're doing this. You don't have to think too much about it. And while I'm doing this, I have to tell you, this kit is such a great value. It's like an over $60 value. You get so many dies, a stamp set, inks. I mean, it's just incredible. Now, see, you can see how that gave him a lot of depth. So anyways, it's a $60 value, I think, for $34. I don't know how they do it. Now, I'm keeping these two dies together, and I die cut two pieces of black foam, fun foam, whatever you want to call it. You can buy this with a sticky back too. So I'm gluing these two pieces of foam together for lots of dimension. And then now I have my card panel. I'm just trimming some acetate behind this. The acetate comes in the kit, and I'm so excited they sell acetate now. So I'm going to glue that down, glue all those layers together, and then I'll put an acrylic block on top just for everything to set and take its time to dry. Since it's acetate on foam, it takes a little bit longer, even with glossy accents. There's my block. It's such a great size. Now I'm tracing the die because I need to figure out where I want to put all the different elements. And after I put my card together, I forgot to erase the pencil marks, but hopefully you don't notice it. So I'm just figuring out where I want everything to go. I'm going to glue these two together, the tree and the deer, just so I have one piece to move around. And here goes the eye and the little hooves. And then I colored the ornaments on the tree in red and added yellow to the star. And then I'm going to color the lights yellow. Now you'll see on the light, I just did a little black on the top of the lights and I stamped it in gray. Now there's this great stamp in the kit, and the blue ink that comes in the kit will work fabulous for this, but it's such a beautiful snow. It's nice random snowfall, which I love, and it's a very subtle background, but you can see it much better in person. So I just added the yellow lights, just seeing how everything shapes up here. And now is when you should be erasing the pencil, but I didn't do that, so whatever, can't worry about it. Also, you'll notice towards the end I stamped the sentiment in the bottom, and it just drove me crazy. It was just too much white, so I ended up stamping the base and coloring that. Now once all my images are glued down, I'm adding some Martha Stewart, it's like chunky glitter here. I thought I'd use some glitter for the shaker instead. I wanted it super fine like snow. And in the kit is some Flower Soft, which I didn't get. So that's why I'm using the glitter, but you'll be set. So this is the back of the Fun Foam, the paper. So I'm gluing down my foam panel with the acetate on top of my background. There's a couple different add-on sets. So there was a holly. I love holly. So I'm adding some holly to this card, and I have a really dark color and a really light color. So you'll see me, I'm going to take my light Copic marker and I'm going to pick up, this is called tip to tip, or I'm taking some ink off the barrel, and I will also be going on the tip just to blend those two colors because they were way different. So I just wanted you to see that. This, if you look at some of my other Copic videos, you'll see me do this technique as well, but I just kind of wanted to throw that in there just to remind you that you can do that. So I don't like to clean up my markers because it's a great way to do this technique. Now I'm ready. I glued the bench down on the back of this front card panel, and I'm going to assemble it onto my base layer. Also, what else I wanted to tell you? Also I also have another video. I did some peekaboo tags. Now this is my card base. I always like to do a pop of color on the inside, and I'm going to be gluing down my shaker globe onto the card base. So you can see the glitter part's all done. There's a lot of white here. I'm not used to using that much white, and it's kind of bugging me. So I'm going to, you'll see, but I'm going to glue this down and then you'll see. So from one of the add-ons I mentioned earlier, I colored my holly. I added a white line down each berry and then a big blob of glossy accents that is now dry. So I'm using some foam tape. I want to pop the first holly on the right and the left. I want to raise those a little bit so I can tuck the other two underneath. And this gives my card a little bit more dimension, a little bit more color. I just have to color one element. So that's it for now, and then I leave the room, I go exercise, I get dressed, I come back, and I'm like, okay, so this is what I did. I stamped and colored the base, and I'm going to just glue it down and insert it on top of that, and it kind of anchored my card. So fast forward, this is a new day, and this still was bugging me, so I cut a thin strip of this gorgeous glitter paper from Simon Says, a thin strip, and I want to show you, I kind of made a bow with the paper. I didn't want to futz around with the bow, so I just folded and glued a little loop together to form my bows. I did 2 loops, and then I cut kind of like a little tag and tuck that in there. And now I'm doing my 3rd little loop. See how easy that is? Just using some glossy accents and kind of just puffing it up with my fingers. And then I'm going to glue the back and just tuck it in there. And that's the finished touch. I'm done with my card. So I've come back to this card 3 times, 2 times, which I don't normally do. Plus I had the time to do it. So hopefully you like this. It was really fun to create, and check out my other video. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget, November 1st is the next 30-day coloring challenge. I'm super excited. So I'm just using a paper piercer to push that 3rd bow in there. I just want to tuck it under that die cut to give it that finished final touch.